Coming up on UCF Nightly News, we can all breathe a little easier. UCF researchers are developing a device that could save the lives of cancer patients.
And every great idea has to start somewhere. Find out where more than 1,000 UCF students went to turn their visions into reality.
And it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a drone. Find out how drones could be used to help save the environment.
You're watching Nightly News, covering the UCF community and the greater Orlando area.
Nightly News starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Natalie Pellicetti.
And I'm Camila Uribe. Today is Friday, February 6th. Engineering and medicine made the unthinkable happen at UCF once again. First a 3D prosthetic arm and now an artificial lung that could change lives.
Research partners at UCF and UCLA are trying to improve the quality of life for cancer patients across the nation. Since 2008, the researchers worked to create an exact replica of a cancer patient's lung. This is the world's first artificial lung that can mimic an individual's unique breathing pattern. Segun Ilagbuski leads this project and says he can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel.
So we are getting close to being able to see the effect of what we have been doing over the years, you know, how it can actually help human beings.
Next week, Nightly News will take a closer look into what this lung is capable of doing in the future.
UCF Engineering isn't the only place on campus where visions are becoming reality. From scholarships to tutoring, UCF offers plenty of free resources for students. And one location on campus is helping turn ideas into actions. Nightly News reporter Stephanie Munoz explains how one student found success and where he went to get help.
As a computer science major, Simon Pacheco's summer involved more time in front of a screen than in the sun. Simon spent his time making an app to help UCF students. Scholar Bounty sends students notification alerts of assignment due dates. The app got big recognition in Orlando. Simon tells us how his summer project got more attention than he anticipated.
We were recently in the Orlando Business Journal. They did a article with about, 20 other tech companies, and they highlighted us.
Simon says for any student who wants to create an app or pursue a similar venture, this is the right place to begin. The Blackstone Launchpad is a one-on-one startup program for any idea or innovation on campus.
There's a startup revolution going on at UCF.
This week alone, the Launchpad reached a record-breaking number: 100 coaching sessions with a mentor, not to mention over 1,000 startup projects already completed. Pam Hosel is the associate director. Her goal is to remind UCF students to take advantage of these resources and progress in their ventures.
Equipping every millennial with the tools to create financial independence so that they can design a life of meaning, working in what they love, making a living, and making the impact that they're meant to make.
Pam says any student with an idea should make a plan sooner rather than later. In Orlando, Stephanie Munoz, UCF Nightly News.
The Blackstone Launchpad features success stories Monday through Friday from 12 to 1.
If you don't have a grand business idea, but you're still in need of a job, you're in luck. UCF's Campus Activity Board, or CAB, is now accepting applications for a new student director and committee directors. The positions are open to any student and interviews begin next Friday. Committee directors oversee cinema, comedy, concerts, and other CAB events. If you're interested in these positions, you can find a link to the applications at nightlynews.ucf.edu. In fact, CAB is putting one of its most popular events tonight. 9 young men are competing for the title of Mr. UCF 2015. The men compete tonight, and the Miss UCF competition takes place tomorrow night. More than $12,000 in scholarship money will be awarded to the contestants. Both events are free for the Central Florida community and start at 8 p.m. in the Pegasus Ballroom. When you get the latest model phone, what do you do with your old one? UCF Tech Commons is now accepting technology trade-ins. Officials will examine your device and give you store credit based on its value. The Technology Product Center is currently accepting phones, MP3s, desktops, tablets, and Apple laptops.
And you might be able to trade in your laptop, but you can't bring in your drone just yet. The innovation of drones is one of the largest developments in the tech world today. Now, environmental engineers are looking for ways they can use drones to plant trees. In an international competition called Drones for Good, teams came up with ideas to help fight deforestation around the world. The biocarbon engineering team proposed using drones with seed cannons to revitalize deforested areas. Environmental advocate Jean-Jacques Worley says that conservation efforts like this will help eliminate deforestation.
When we cut down forests as a whole, we are ultimately hurting us. We're hurting our species, we're hurting the planet. So let's just be smart about it and not hurt ourselves.
You can help efforts to conserve the forests of Central Florida by volunteering at the UCF Arboretum.
So Maria, as we know, it's reporter Melissa Murray's birthday today. What can we expect for tonight?
Well, it looks like a great weekend to have a birthday. It's looking great out there right now. It's still cool at 65 degrees. You might need a light jacket on your way out the door, but enjoy that cool breeze coming from the northeast. Only 43% humidity outside and no chance of rain right now. So stay tuned and I'll have your 5-day forecast later in the newscast.
Coming up on Nightly News, keep an eye out after each break. Nightly News gets romantic and asks students what they do for that special someone on Valentine's Day.
And if you're single, don't you worry. A Night in Orlando shows you where you can sip wine with your friends and leave all your troubles behind.
I would go somewhere like they really enjoy.
Flowers.
Do something random. Flies to another city.
Something thoughtful, you know.
A card, not really picky.
But you shouldn't have to wait till Valentine's Day to make it special. It should be every day, like duh.
Black History Month is celebrated every February, and UCF started its festivities this week. The Multicultural Student Center partnered with other student organizations to host different events throughout the month. This year's theme is Souls of Black Folk. A sexual health forum, a cultural dance series, and a scholar bowl are among the list of things to do this week. For the full list of events this month, head over to nightlynews.ucf.edu. This week, A Night in Orlando is bringing you more things to eat, see, and do around the UCF community. Harvard University researchers said that people who drink wine moderately were 30% less likely to have a heart attack than non-drinkers.
Yeah, I went out of the town with Stephanie Muniz to find out why the wine bar trend is growing.
I love wine. It's my favorite thing to do, especially on weeknights.
This is something we've been hearing a lot around town lately. As the day winds down, you might find yourself pouring a glass or two.
Fox Business reports that millennials drink a quarter of the wine inventory in the U.S. A study from the Wine Market Council found that 28% of 21 to 26-year-olds report drinking wine daily. So we decided to check out the hype and hit one wine bar that's been around for a while. With so many wine bars opening up in Central Florida, Wine Room in Winter Park tells us why they think they've been so successful over the last 9 years.
They believe their uniqueness is what helps them stand out from the rest.
The tasting machines that we have. We currently have the most in the country with 156 wines that anyone can try.
UCF student Alexis Arneman is a server at the Wine Room. She tells us you don't need much wine knowledge to enjoy a glass.
There are people that come in here that know absolutely nothing about wine and just want to go on the machines and learn. And then there are people that come in here that know the exact vintage of the exact wine that they want.
Most people say wine bars are becoming popular because of their interactive environment. Some say the variety of the wine and ability to sample is what makes every time a new experience. So whether you're looking to try the most exclusive wine, there's bound to be a place to go in Central Florida. A night in Orlando, Natalie Pellicetti and Stephanie Muniz, UCF Nightly News.
For a list of some of the wine bars in Central Florida, visit nightlynews.ucf.edu.
And maybe wine isn't your thing. Are you tired of bars altogether? Well, one UCF starter is out to change the party culture one night at a time. Senior Phil Santos created Body Talk, an organization that hosts monthly underground parties and events. Santos started this venture almost 2 years ago at the Blackstone Launchpad, and these parties aren't your usual night out. Santos says it's more about getting to know each other than getting drunk. The event includes everything from live DJs and rock bands to body painting and art exhibits. Santos says Body Talk is all about radical self-expression and social connectivity.
We take extra time with like games that we craft or with the spaces that we choose or just the way that we design the night to make it so that you're making a new friend, because that's what a great night out is.
Santos says starting a business in 2015 is about empowering your customers and being selfless, not about the profit. And if you like your beer local, you may want to head your way to the neighborhood brewery sooner rather than later. Nightly News reporter Natalie Cabieses looks at how new state legislation could impact the craft beer industry.
The Florida Retail Federation recently dropped a challenge to a law that allows breweries to have tap rooms. This comes after several bills hit the Florida legislature to close a current tourism loophole allowing breweries to sell beer directly to consumers. The FRF says tap rooms violate Florida's current system of alcohol production and manufacturing. But John Cheek, president of Orlando Brewing, says he plays by the rules.
I adhere to the law. I have a tour here every day at 6 o'clock, except Sundays, so 6 days a week. We get about 120 to 150 people a week coming in and doing our tours.
His taproom and brewery operation helps keep jobs right here in Central Florida.
John tells me he currently employs 15 people at this brewery. He says he plans to double that number by the end of the year.
We have a golden opportunity, a golden opportunity. You look at North Carolina. You got every brewery in the world, including Cigar City, who may end up going to North Carolina because their laws are more friendly.
For right now, Orlando Brewing welcomes tourists from across the country. One patron and fellow brewer says his brewing operation had a much smoother ride.
I think it's fantastic to have more and more breweries open every year. There's over 3,000 in the U.S. that have opened. And as far as state-to-state regulations, talking with the owners here, it's very obvious that there's more difficulties here than a place like that we have in Denver.
One study reports the number of craft breweries went up over 18% in less than 5 years. In Orlando, Natalie Cabieses, UCF Nightly News.
Nightly News was unable to reach the Florida Retail Federation for a comment. A recent statement from the group assures breweries that it's looking for a way for everyone to work together.
Next on UCF Nightly News, reporter Arnold Godoy will give us a look at what's making headlines around the country.
And Maria Laporto will have our full weather forecast.
No more than $100, no less than $1.
Ah, man. People might think I'm crazy. Maybe $40.
$40?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a gift, I'd say like $100 or less.
A good amount.
Welcome back, Knights. I'm Arnold Godoy, and here's what's happening around the nation. Last Sunday was a huge night for football, but this Sunday it's all about music. The 57th Annual Grammy Awards will recognize the top artists in the industry. In the running for the most coveted award of the evening, Album of the Year, are Ed Sheeran, Pharrell Williams, Sam Smith, Beck, and Beyonce. The night will include performances from Rihanna, Madonna, Usher, Miranda Lambert, and Ariana Grande, who received her first ever nominations this year. And 17-time Grammy winner Beyonce will join John Legend and rap artist Common when they perform a song from the Oscar-nominated film Selma. The ceremony will air on CBS. A Utah man spent 8 months building a Lego replica of a well-known spacecraft. Lego artist Chris Melby made a 5-foot model of the Starship Enterprise that Trekkies will surely appreciate. The signature ship from the popular film was a labor of love for Melby and his wife. They even made a movie about his Lego engineering.
It's got a lot of different layers and a lot of different lines going different directions in a small amount of space. And with Lego, that's very tough to do. And so what I had to do is I had to just start breaking it down into components. And the other thing that was hard about this ship is it has lines that are very difficult to even achieve in Lego, period.
Since finishing the Star Trek spacecraft, he's moved on to completing his other Lego projects. Melby is also building a California 1960s hot rod and a Royal Navy ship, the HMS Beagle. Are you feeling on top of the world? Because 2 air balloon pilots are. American Troy Bradley and Russian Leonid Tikatayev took flight on Sunday. The duo set off from Japan in their helium-filled balloon named Two Eagles. The pair landed off the coast of Baja California 6 days later. In the process, they broke 2 records: distance traveled and the time spent in the air. The 2-man crew traveled nearly 7,000 miles and spent over 160 hours in the air. For places where you can take flight on a hot air balloon, visit our website at nightlynews.ucf.edu. And now, Maria Laporto is joining us for a look at our forecast. Maria, does it look like this weekend will be good for some hot air ballooning?
Well, in fact, it does, Arnold. It's a great time to be hot air ballooning if that's what you want to do. There's some mild temperatures here around the state today. 64 here in Orlando. Up here in Jacksonville, it's a little chillier at 56. But I'd like to show you our heat map here. Down here in the south, it's a little bit warmer than it's been. So we're starting to warm up. Our temperatures are getting mild, so it's a great time to be outside and enjoying the nice weather. Maybe go for a bike ride, take a little walk with somebody special. If you want to, we're going to go ahead and look at the precipitation map too. Down here, down at the coast of Florida, there's a little green line. That's all the wet weather we had this last week. We won't have to worry about that now because it's actually going out into the Atlantic. You don't have to worry about that. So it looks like it's not going to be too wet this week. If you want to look at our 5-day forecast, it looks like it's going to be a nice weekend here. Saturday, it's going to be 71. On Sunday, it's 74. So if you have any outdoor activities, I know there's a polar plunge going on in Aquatica. It looks like it's going to be really nice for that weather. So if you want to plan the rest of your week, it looks like there's going to be mild temperatures all week. So have a great week, everybody. And next, back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. When we come back, we'll tell you how some students are cashing in on playing video games.
And Bree McNaught will have our weekly sports update.
Golden Corral, great buffet.
$5? $5. Yeah. If you're just okay, then yeah.
Dollar Tree comes with a pack of candy that says "Be Mine," and you just hand out the little sweet tarts, you know, if you want to be sweet.
Have you ever wished you could make money staying at home playing video games? Well, thousands of gamers are doing just that.
Reporter Chad Irwin tells us how gamers are cashing in.
Remember when your mom told you that video games were for kids? Well, she might have been wrong, because a new study by Forbes shows that gaming is one of the most booming industries in the world. Every Tuesday, Christian Weeks comes to the UCF Breezeway with a Wii U, a few controllers, and Super Smash Bros. What started out as a random idea is now growing into a small community.
It's fun just to take a break in between classes that are stressful and just kind of sit and have a distraction for a little bit.
Christian and the other gamers play Super Smash Bros. Competitively and attend local tournaments. Professional gaming is now a more popular career path than ever before. A study by Forbes shows that some gamers earn upwards of $300,000 a year.
Unless you have like the time to like really dedicate to something, it's kind of hard to like justify like I'm gonna be a professional gamer.
Oh hey girl! Wow, that bet.
Besides playing competitively, some gamers are cashing in on their personality as they play. This is PewDiePie, a popular YouTuber who plays video games from home and edits highlights from them. What makes him special is not his skill, but rather his personality. PewDiePie has the most subscribed to channel on YouTube and was estimated at raking in over $4 million in 2014. Just how much is the competitive gaming industry worth today?
Billions and billions. I mean,
Nathan Snow, a PhD candidate in digital media who teaches the evolution of gaming at UCF, says that number will keep growing, and gaming can be just as thrilling as a football game.
Players get better, just like any other sport. You'll see that level of play just continue to increase while the fan base will never decrease.
Now, Nathan says the reason that gaming is becoming much more socially acceptable is because the children that grew up playing those games are now adults, and they're finding ways to make a living doing something they love. Reporting in Orlando, Chad Irwin, UCF Nightly News.
If you're looking to get involved in competitive gaming, members of the UCF's Gaming Nights host tournaments every Tuesday. They start at 6 p.m. at Campus Cards and Games. How about it, Natalie? Maybe next week we'll see what happens next Tuesday.
Let me bring my Super Mario over to the house tonight.
Okay, we'll see. Practice a little.
And up next, Bree McNaught will give us an update on what's going on in sports this week.
Welcome back, Night fans. I'm Bree McNaught, and this is your UCF Sports Update. UCF baseball is hitting the field for its home opener next Friday. 9 players are coming back this season, which means there are plenty of leaders on this team. Senior James Vasquez says he's going to do whatever he can to lead this team to victory.
To lead this team, I mean, there's a lot of seniors, and we all know what it takes to be successful. And me personally, just going out there every day and just giving the same effort every day and playing one pitch at a time.
Lights are under the lights next Friday as they take on Siena at 6:30 p.m. Head coach Terry Rooney thinks their schedule is one of the best in the country, and he says his team is ready.
We play Siena, after that Bethune-Cookman, and then we go Arkansas, Maryland, South Al, Ole Miss, Florida, Florida State. So we've got our first month of the season. It's going to certainly be a challenge.
UCF baseball has some big shoes to fill this season. Last season, the Knights took home the American Athletic Conference title with no seniors on the roster. This season, the softball team has 19 players coming back from the championship squad. Senior Maddie Schroeder isn't worried about the upcoming season.
We didn't lose anyone this year, so we're not really feeling the pressure of trying to fill the shoes that we made last year.
UCF is playing George Mason and Boston College back-to-back today, and tomorrow the Knights are doing it all over again at 1:30 and 4. That's it for sports, guys. Back to you at the desk.
That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to check out online at nightlynews.ucf.edu.
Until then, have a great weekend.